Good morning class. In today's video, I am going to explain a topic called network. First of all, what is a network? A network means the connection between two or more items, two or more things. Okay, whether it is a computer, whether it is a mobile, whether it is a connection between humans. So all kinds of connections are known as the network. Now, in terms of computer network, the computer network means the connection between two or more computers in such a way that they can able to share their resources. And what do you mean by the resources? Resources means the things that a computer have. Suppose look on the screen that suppose this is your computer 1. I am going to name it as A. This is your computer, name it B. This is your computer, name at C, and this is your computer, you can call it D. Okay, so there are 4 computers are there, A, B, C and D. So if they are individual computers, they are individual computers. Now if I establish a connection between them, I establish a connection between them. Suppose now look one thing, this computer A have printer attached with it. This computer C connects scanner along with it. Okay, and so now if computer D wants to use the printer of the computer which is attached with the computer A. So if it is in the network, so D can access the printer which is attached along with the A. So this printer is the resource of computer A. This scanner is a resource of computer C. So the meaning of network, that a computer interconnection between the computers in such a way that they are able to share their resources. They are able to share their resources. That means if D wants to use the printer of attached with computer A, so it can the computer D can able to use the printer along with the computer A. So this kind of connection is called the computer network. Okay, so concept of the network is clear. That means the connection between two or more things in such a way that they are able to share their resources. Okay, now different components of a network. एक network में कैसा components होते हैं? The first component, you go through a word called server. Server. In network there is a server and there is a client. Server and client. The two words are the server and client. I think you are not able to see this server here. So now, okay. So server and computer and what client. Sorry. What is a server and what is a client? Client and server both are nothing else, it is a computer. Keep in mind this, it is nothing else but it is a computer. Now, what is the use? Server is a computer who fulfills the demands of the client, who fulfill the demands of a client. Like so client is also a computer who used to make request to the server. Client used to make request to the server. Okay, and in response the client respond to the client with that particular request, fulfilling that particular request. Okay, so client make the request to the that server and server in response, they respond with the request to fulfill that request. With the fulfillment of that request, the client, the server send the response to the client. Sorry, this is not client here, it is response. And which kind of response? Whatever the client requests, the server fulfill that request as a response. So the complete network works on these two terms, client and server. Server used to fulfill the request and client used to make the request. Like suppose, take an example, you are on your system or in computer, okay, and you open the Google. Okay, and in the Google search bar, you just type something to search. That means you are requesting to find out, to search that element to the Google server. That means you are sending the request, and as soon as you press that search button, that means Google starts searching. That means you are making the request to the Google server that just kindly find me this kind of this information. And in response, the Google server send the pages related to the to your request, that is to your search keywords. Whatever you write in that search bar, the things related to that words or the sentence on the search bar, the Google server send the response back to you. That is the response. So you are the client, and when and the things which are coming on the screen from the server, that is who fulfill the your request, is called the server, is the server. Okay, so the complete network works on this concept, that is client and server. Now certain words or certain things which is related to the network, so that is a component of a network. So as I told you, there is one server and one client. So it is server and this one is client. This is server and this is the client. Okay. So now one more. This is also client. This is also client. And I am going to make the server in between. Okay, I named as C1, C2, C3, C4, and in between in the middle of this it is S, that is server. Okay, so every computer in a network is known as a node. This one is node. Every computer in the network is known as the node. Okay, if it is used to send the request, that is client node, and if it is used to fulfill the request, it is called server node. Okay, so every computer in the network is called the node. Okay, sender who send the messages, who send the request is called sender. That means client is also known as the sender. Client is also known as the sender when it sends the request. When it sends the request, in that case client is the sender, and who receives the request, is known as the receiver. Who receives the request is known as the receiver. Like client, suppose C1 sends something to the server, so C1 is the sender and S, that is server, is the receiver, and when the server send the request to the client, in that case the server is the sender and the client is the receiver. Server is the sender and client is the receiver. This much is clear. So every computer in the network is known as the node, and who sends the request is or send something, that is called sender, and who receives something is called the receiver. This much is clear, I think. Now, transmission medium. Transmission medium. What is the meaning of transmission medium? Through which a computer or node is used to send the masses to the other computer or to the other client or node. Sorry. Okay, so through which a computer used to communicate with other computer, the medium through which a computer communicates with the other computer is known as the transmission medium. It may be wired or it may be wireless. Like if you are using Wi-Fi, so it is wireless connection. Okay, but if you are using the internet in the cyber cafe, it is wired connection. Okay, like if you used to send something using Bluetooth, so it is wireless connection. So there is no transmission medium, or you can say the transmission medium is the air, through air or through, that is, there is no use of wires, so it is called wireless. So through air you used to send the things to the next mobile phone or using the Bluetooth. The second thing, when you connect your mobile phone with the USB cable to the laptop and used to transmit the photos from your mobile phone to the computer. So here you use a wire, that is USB cable, na? So that USB cable is a medium through which you can connect your phone to the laptop. So in this way you use the wired medium to the computer. It is called wired medium. Okay, so it is wired one. So there are two types of transmission medium. One is through the wire and one is through wireless. Okay, so it is wired and wireless. There are two types of transmission medium. What is the meaning of transmission medium? Transmission medium is a way to connect or to establish connection between two or more computers. If you establish connection through the wire, it is called wired connection, and if you establish connection with without wire, it is called wireless connection. Now, what is the message? The things which you use to send to the another computer is known as the message. Now come to the term called protocol. What is a protocol? Protocol is known as the set of rules. Set of rules. What is a protocol? Protocol is the set of rules. That means there are certain rules defined to send to use that network. That is used to send the message, how to send the message, how to receive the message. That set of rules is known as the protocols. That means in short way you can understand it by the rules and regulations. Okay, rules and regulations. What is meaning of rules and regulations? Like when you are coming to the school, there are certain rules and regulations you need to follow up. Okay, that rules, the set of rules and regulations is known as the protocol. We will discuss this topic, protocols, later on in this chapter. So before this, I want to discuss what is the meaning, what is the type of the network, and before that I want to discuss, I think just looking on in your book, that is there anything types of network is there or not? Okay. there is one thing called topology. There is one thing called topology. It is not defined in your book, but it is need to you must need to know what is topology. You must need this topic to understand the network but in a better way. Topology is a way to establish connections or establish networks. Topology is a way to establish the network. Okay. So there are three types of topology used in the network to establish the network. The first one is called ring topology. Second one is called star topology, and third one is known as the bus topology. Star, ring and bus. There are three types of topology which is used to establish the network. So what is a ring topology? What is a ring topology? In ring topology, each and every computer is connected with its adjacent computer. Each and every computer is connected with the help with its adjacent computer. Suppose there are 4 computers. I am going to draw this square as a computer. Okay, you can able to see here there are 4 computers A, B, C and D. So these 4 computers are connected together in such a way that they are able to share their resources. Okay, so but there is no need of server. Each and every computer is connected to its adjacent computer. Okay, so and whenever any computer wants to communicate with the another computer, it goes clockwise. That means from A to B, B to C, C to D and D to A. Every computer is connected with its adjacent computer, and if a computer wants to communicate with another computer, so it goes to the clockwise. Suppose A wants to communicate with D, it can be adjacent to D. It may be A and D are adjacent, but whenever A wants to communicate with D, the A will send a message that in the the message will passes on to B, C and then D, not directly A to D anti-clockwise. It is clockwise and there is no server in between. So if any computers breaks down, so that the network will be disconnected. If any of the computer breaks down, then the network will be disconnected. Now second is the star topology. Second is the star topology. Okay, in star topology there is a server in between and all other computers are connected to that server. That means no computer is directly connected to each other. No computer is directly connected to each other than server. Okay, so that means A is connected to server, B is connected to server, C is connected to server and D is also connected to server. Now, if A wants to communicate with D, so A firstly send a message to server and server send the message to D. Okay, A to server, server to D, A to server, server to C, A to server, server to B. That means firstly the A send the message to server and server checks the address to which computer this message is A wants to send send the message, so it checks the address and send that address to that person, that is that computer. If A wants to send the message to D, that means A send the message to server and server sends back the message to D. Okay, so this type of communication little bit faster than the ring topology. And the second best advantage, if a particular computer breaks down, there is no effect on the computer. Not on the network. There is no effect on the network. That means in the previous one, ring topology, if a particular computer breaks down, that complete network is broken. Okay, but in the star topology, if a particular computer breaks down, that means only that computer is out of network. So finding the error is quite easy in the server topology. Finding the errors, finding the breakdown. Okay, from which point it breaks down. That means directly, if that particular computer there is no network on that computer, that means the fault in that particular computer only, not on the complete network. But if all the computers are not getting the connection, that means server is faulty, not the computers. Okay, so finding the problem is quite easy in the star topology than the ring topology. The next one is bus topology. In the bus topology is quite simple, very much simple, just like the network, broadband connection you can say, or in the previous years that the cable connection. In the cable connection, what is happening? Just there is a wire, and through that wire you got the connection, like the electricity. Like the electric connection, there is a main wire, and through that wire you got the electric connection at your home. Okay, the similar type of connection is established using the bus topology. That means there is a single wire, and all the computers are connected to that particular wire. Okay, so it is called bus topology. That means in bus topology, there is a single wire and every computer is connected to that particular wire. So I think this much is enough for today's class. We will discuss the other topic in the next video. Till then, thank you and have a nice day.